It all began with a whisper, a gentle calling that seemed to drift in on the desert wind, stirring something deep within me. It was a murmur in the back of my mind, subtle yet persistent, like the shifting sands beneath my feet. The name itself, Petra, echoed with mystery, as if it were a secret carved into the heart of the earth, waiting for someone to listen. I had seen countless pictures, each one capturing a glimpse of that magnificent facade, sculpted from ancient stone, glowing rose-red beneath the desert sun. But no photograph could ever truly capture the scale, the silence, or the sense of wonder that Petra promised. Pictures are merely invitations, postcards from a world just out of reach, tempting you to step beyond the frame and experience the real thing. They show you the door, but never let you feel the magic of stepping through it, of hearing your own footsteps echo between ancient canyon walls. The idea took root in my heart, a tiny seed of adventure that grew with every story I read, every image I saw, until it became impossible to ignore. I knew I had to go, to walk where ancient caravans once trod, to trace the footsteps of traders and dreamers who crossed these lands centuries before me. But there was a challenge, my budget. $50 for the entire day. That was all I could spare, and it seemed almost laughable for a place so legendary. Many would say it was impossible, that you can't truly experience Petra on such a tight budget. But I've always believed the greatest adventures are measured in spirit, not money, and that limitations can spark the most creative journeys. This constraint became part of the quest, forcing me to be clever, resourceful, and to connect with the place on a deeper, more meaningful level. I spent evenings poring over maps, reading travel blogs, and learning about the Jordan Pass, a golden ticket that bundles the visa fee with entry to Petra, making the impossible suddenly seem within reach. I planned to walk from Wadi Musa at dawn, carrying my own water and a simple lunch of dates and bread, determined to make every dinar count and every moment matter. Every small decision felt momentous. What to pack, which path to take, how to stretch my resources, each choice shaping the adventure ahead. This wasn't just a trip, it was a pilgrimage, a journey into history and into myself, guided by curiosity and a longing for discovery. The $50 challenge was my personal quest, a test of will and wonder, and as the first light touched the lost city of Petra, I knew my adventure was only just beginning. Getting to Petra on a budget isn't just possible. It's a rewarding adventure in itself, filled with smart choices and memorable moments. With a little planning and flexibility, you can experience the magic of Petra without breaking the bank. The key is to think ahead and embrace the journey as part of the experience. My journey began in Wadi Musa, the gateway town to Petra. I chose a simple guest house just a short walk from the Petra Visitor Center. My first money-saving tip. Not only did I save on transportation, but I also got to soak in the local atmosphere and meet fellow travelers. Waking before sunrise, I felt the cool desert air as I made my way through the quiet, peaceful streets. The early hours are magical here, perfect for beating the crowds and catching Petra in its softest light. The most crucial advice I can offer is to buy the Jordan Pass online before you arrive in the country. It's a real game changer for budget travelers. The Jordan Pass covers your visa fee and entry to Petra, along with dozens of other sites across Jordan. This simple step can save you a significant amount of money and hassle at the border. I opted for the Jordan Wanderer package, which gave me a full day to explore Petra's wonders. There are other options too, so pick the one that fits your plans best. At the visitor center, all I had to do was show my pass and receive my entry ticket. The process was quick, easy, and stress-free, leaving me more time to explore. Another essential tip: bring your own food and plenty of water. The cafes and restaurants inside Petra are convenient but can be quite expensive, especially for budget travelers. My simple meal of bread, cheese, and dates not only saved me money, but also felt authentic, like I was sharing a timeless tradition with travelers of the past. With my entry ticket in hand and a light backpack, I felt prepared for the day ahead, ready to wander, discover, and make the most of every moment. My $50 budget for the day remained untouched, set aside for unexpected surprises or perhaps a cup of sweet tea with a new friend among Petra's ancient stones. Standing at the entrance, gazing down the path into the rose-red city, I felt a sense of excitement and anticipation. The adventure I dreamed of was finally within reach. With every step into the Sikh, the journey had truly begun, one that promised wonder, history, and memories to last a lifetime. The walk to the treasury begins with the Sikh, a narrow, winding gorge that feels like a grand overture. As you step inside, the modern world falls away. The temperature drops, and you're enveloped by towering sandstone walls. Swirls of red, pink, and ochre dance across the rock, changing with every shift of light. Ancient water channels carved by the Nabateans line the path, a testament to their ingenuity. The seek is a sensory experience, echoing footsteps, whispers of wind, and the anticipation of what lies ahead. Every step builds suspense, the gorge teasing you with its secrets. The walk is about 1.2 kilometers, and I savored every moment. You enter as a tourist, but as you walk deeper you're transformed, becoming a pilgrim, a time traveler. The seek prepares you for the extraordinary. At the end of the seek, the path takes one final turn, and then you see it. Through a narrow slit in the rock, Al-Khazna, the treasury appears. A flash of rose-red perfection. Stepping into the sunlit clearing, the full facade is revealed. Nearly 40 meters tall, carved directly from the cliff. The details are exquisite: statues, columns, intricate patterns, and the famous urn at the top. I stood there, speechless, overwhelmed by ancient beauty. The morning sun made the stone blush in pinks and oranges. Camels rested in the foreground, adding to the timeless scene. I found a quiet spot, sat down, and simply absorbed it. This was the image I'd dreamed of, and it surpassed every expectation. The $50 challenge, the early walk, the planning, it was all worth it for this moment. Beholding the treasury is not just seeing a monument, it's a deeply emotional experience. It connects you to the grandeur of human history. Many think the treasury is Petra's highlight, but it's just the beginning. Beyond lies a sprawling city of tombs, temples, and houses carved into the rock. I walked past the treasury into the street of facades lined with unique tombs, a silent testament to Nabatean families. The Roman-style theater carved into the mountainside once seated over 3,000. From its top I gazed across the valley to the royal tombs, massive mausoleums for kings and nobles. The colonnaded street, now in ruins, was once Petra's commercial heart, alive with trade and voices from across the world. Exploring Petra is a journey for both body and imagination, with every turn revealing a new wonder. Deeper into Petra, away from the crowds and the well-trodden paths, I found a small Bedouin tent perched on a rocky ledge, almost hidden from view. The silence here was profound, broken only by the distant call of birds and the soft whisper of the wind through the canyons. An elderly man with a kind face and a red and white keffiyeh wrapped around his head tended a small fire. He looked up, his eyes warm and welcoming, and with a simple gesture, invited me to sit beside him. There was no sales pitch, no expectation, just a heartfelt invitation to share a moment of peace and hospitality, the kind that comes from generations of tradition. We communicated with smiles and gestures as he poured Bedouin tea, dark, sweet, and fragrant with sage and cardamom. The aroma filled the tent, mingling with the scent of earth and fire, creating a sense of comfort and belonging. We sat together in companionable silence, sipping tea and gazing out at the breathtaking landscape. The ancient city stretched before us, its rose-red stones glowing in the afternoon light. This was the true heart of my adventure, a moment of genuine human connection, where words were few but meaning was deep. He showed me the herbs he used for the tea, letting me smell the fresh sage and cardamom. With pride, he explained their importance, using gestures and a few English words, eager to share a piece of his culture. That cup of tea cost just 1 dinar, a small price for an experience that felt priceless, a memory worth more than any souvenir I could buy in the markets. The Bedouin people are the living soul of Petra, custodians of its magic and keepers of stories that stretch back centuries. Sharing that moment, I glimpsed the true spirit of this place, a spirit woven from kindness, resilience, and a deep connection to the land. Petra's wonder isn't just in its ancient stones but in the warmth, generosity, and enduring traditions of its people. That simple exchange became my most treasured memory, a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful moments are found in the quietest corners, shared over a humble cup of tea. After tea, I faced the day's biggest challenge, the climb to Ad-Dair, the monastery. Hidden high in the hills, it requires ascending around 800 steps carved into the rock. The sun was high, the climb steep, but I was determined to earn the view. The path twisted upward, with Bedouin stalls and encouragement along the way. I took it slow, stopping to admire the scenery and catch my breath. After about 45 minutes the path leveled out, and there it was, the monastery, even larger than the treasury, over 45 meters high, carved into the mountain's peak. Simpler in decoration, but its size and remote location give it a powerful aura. I felt a thrill of accomplishment at the top. I ate my simple lunch, soaking in the peace and the sweeping views across the Wadi Araba desert. From up there you feel on top of the world. The climb was tough, but worth every step. Seeing the monastery is an essential part of Petra. As afternoon shadows stretched across the valley, I began my slow walk back. The light had changed, and the rocks glowed with a deep fiery intensity, the famous rose-red color. I noticed details I'd missed before, carvings, hidden caves, illuminated by the gentle sun. The city felt quieter, more contemplative. In Petra you can touch history, run your hand along ancient columns, sit on Roman steps, stand where merchants once haggled. The air is thick with echoes of the past. My day was a whirlwind of awe, curiosity, peace and triumph. Petra makes you reflect on time, creativity and the rise and fall of civilizations. As I walked back through the Sikh, I felt a little sad to leave. Petra is more than ruins. It's a place with a soul. Leaving Petra felt like waking from a vivid dream. Back in Wadi Musa, the magic lingered. I'd spent less than $10 of my $50 budget, proof that grand adventures don't require grand expenses. Travel is about connection, not consumption. About people, paths, and moments that take your breath away. My day in Petra was filled with these moments, each one precious and authentic. I hope my story inspires you. Your travel dreams are within reach, no matter your budget. All you need is curiosity, good shoes, and the courage to take the first step. Adventure is always waiting, whether at a world wonder or a hidden gem nearby. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Until next time, travel safely and never lose your sense of wonder. Goodbye for now.